Hey everybody, I don't know if you can hear me or not. It's saying I have a poor connection here, of course. Bad connection. Awesome, awesome. I don't know if I can see you on my dashboard, but here's the deal. I'm recording from my phone. It's saying I have a bad connection. So that's no bueno. Try that. Can you see me now? Can you see me now? We shall soon find out. I don't know if I can look at you guys on my... Oh, there you are. Yay. Hey, everybody. Hey, Carlita. Hey, Donna. Hey, James. Hey, Helen. Amelia. Carlita. Hey, 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 girl. Hey. Karan Krishani says, my narcissistic partner has not hoovered in the last 9 months. Okay, we'll get to that. All good, says Amelia. Hello, 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 sexy Jessie. I'm so sorry for this terrible video. I'm in. Hi, Lynn. Hey, Jillian. Hey, Conchetta Blessed. Lynn. Okay. Harley Queen. Hello. Okay. Again, apologies for the terrible video. I am. Hey, hey. Oh, it's good now. Okay. Well, I'm on my phone, so I hope you guys can hear me okay. And I'm sorry for the shakiness. I probably should have put this on a. Hey there, Candace. Raffaella. Helen, thank you. Happy birthday, Helen says. Yeah, today's my birthday, you guys. Oh, Nevin Deer says can't see or hear me. I'm sorry about that. Hello, Anita. Oh, good job, she says. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you, Karan. Should have wished me happy birthday first. Hey, Lynn, thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you. Raffaella says happy birthday. James says happy birthday. Hey, Deborah, welcome. She's a new person here. Conchetta Bliss says happy birthday. Well, you guys are just so sweet to me. Thank you so much for all of that. Happy birthday, Harley. Can I scroll back with the text? Ooh, I can. Okay. Happy birthday to me from Ginger. Thank you, Ginger. Harley Queen says happy birthday. Mariposa says happy birthday. Yep, Carlita, I'm with you. I love Sexy Jessie's name too. Hey, Ginger, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Miley Smiler. Hey, Miley. I can see and hear me. Okay, Krista, thank you. Good news. Okay. So I am going to be here for a little while. I'm sorry I was late today. I have apparently had some serious technical difficulties with my computer. It's one of those days. Whatever. So somebody asked at the beginning of this broadcast if... Thank you. Oh, hey, Zay. First time seeing me live. Well, welcome. Here I am. I'll probably screw something up. Yeah, Anyway, all right. Somebody asked at the beginning of this call, they said their narcissist hasn't been hoovering them in... No, Narvinder, maybe that was you. Hasn't been hoovering in 11 months, I think. Oh, buffering. Crap. So frustrating. Thank you, Narvinder. Okay, so for the person who was saying that, okay, whoever's texting me on Facebook right now, I just can't do all these things at once. Okay. Thank you, Jillian. To be honest with you, Jillian, my phone was able to do it before everybody else was, but I'm not using that function. I'm using the YouTube function. I have one of those S7, so it was kind of ahead of the game, I guess. Okay, so let's talk about the person who said that the narcissist hasn't hoovered, thank you, Tony, hasn't hoovered them in the last 11 months. So here's the deal with that. In some cases, and what I've seen to be true in some cases, is that either they find a new primary supply, another person who will bend over backwards and do everything they need, and then they get happy for a while before they come back and hoover, or maybe you were already a secondary supply to begin with and they've moved on. It's a difficult thing. Yeah, there's definitely a hidden agenda, as a for sure. Okay, so The Truth Hurts asks, my narcissist contacted me through my YouTube channel to tell her side of the story, which is nothing but lies. Why did she contact me? Does she miss me? What is her agenda and purpose? Yeah, she misses you in the way that she misses all the things you did for her, most likely. It's really common. Yeah. Karan says yes. Oh, that was the one. Hi, Karan. Says yes, she has a new partner. Yeah, that's probably her issue. But that doesn't mean that she won't still want you in her circle. She will probably be looking for a way to. James, no, it's just a regular S7. But in anyway, Karan, I wouldn't be surprised if she comes back, even in another year, as soon as she decides that she's looking for someone to give her the kind of supply that you could before. That could definitely be part of it. But if I were you, I would focus on moving forward and not worrying about her and making your life better without her. The best revenge is living well, right? Yes. Thank you, Jillian. Thank you, Candace. Happy birthday, these ladies said. And Jillian sent me a whole cute little line of cute birthday emojis. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Zay says she wants to get back for the resources. Yep, that makes sense. That's what I think too. Often that is the case, what they can do for you. Karan says, absolutely. Is it common to lose friends to flying monkeys too? Yeah. Okay, Jillian, thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, Zay, it is common to lose friends to flying monkeys sometimes. But in my opinion, they aren't always our friend. So, okay, the Truth Hurt says I was answering his question and the video started buffering. Oh no, and he didn't hear anything I said. Okay, let me scroll back up and read your question. Hold on. All right. Okay, he says, my narcissist contacted me through YouTube, through his YouTube channel to tell me her side of the story, which is nothing but lies. Why did she contact me? Does she miss me? What is her agenda and her purpose? Okay, the truth hurts. Can you hear me now? Okay. Just keeps buffering. Jeez, oh Pete. Okay. Jen, if you can hear me, try to refresh your page maybe. Okay, the truth hurts. I hope you can hear me now. And what the deal is in this case is that she probably has, you have something she wants or needs. You have something that she thinks she can use, or she missed your supply, things like that. It's not, unfortunately, it's not for the right reasons or the reasons that one would hope it would be for, if that's helpful at all. All right? Okay. Yeah, they try to get back in to restore their image. That's right. Jillian, can you tell everybody to refresh if they're having trouble with buffering? I can't comment and do this at the same time. I hope you heard me this time. The truth hurts. Okay, Helen says, that happened to me with a partner, turned up 2 years later. That's what I'm talking about to Karan. It is something that it doesn't happen as always right away. I mean, a lot of times it's within the first 3 months, but not always. Everybody's different. So, all right, M. Villa, or Via, hello, M, says, just figured out I'm in a narcissistic marriage. I'm new to this. I'm learning so much and happy to know it's not my fault. My gosh, yeah, it's a big relief when you find out that you're not the crazy, horrible person that they have led you to believe that you are, isn't it? I think so. All right, Jen S. says, just keeps buffering on my end. Okay. Okay, we're gonna hopefully have her refresh. She can't properly deal with the loss of face, Jillian says. Yeah, absolutely. My Serenity for Life says, how do I deal with manipulation of kids during separation? I have 8 kids. Good Lord, that's a lot of kids. The best thing you can do is be straight up with them, be honest with them, as well as they can understand. Explain to them what it is. You might even want to let them learn a little bit about narcissism and that kind of stuff, and so they know that it's not their fault too, because I'm certain that in most cases, if the children don't go through, fall for the manipulation, they will often switch to, I'm sorry, I got distracted by my door being blown by the wind. It's windows open kind of day today. Anyway, yeah, they will often understand more than you realize they understand, and depending on their age, you can tell them different things about yourself and about your spouse and what you're going through, but you have to be very careful to obviously make sure that they all understand it has nothing to do with them. It's not their fault. They didn't do it. So, all right, I hope that's helpful. Jillian says they try to get back to restore their image. Yeah, I think we already talked about that. Okay, and I agree with you. Jennifer Francis, hi Jennifer, says mine is working, but I stopped and restarted the stream. Okay, so if you I don't know if you can hear me, but thank you for saying that in the chat, Jennifer, so everybody could see it. Jillian, and they don't have another source lined up. Yes, that is another way, another reason they will come in and Hoover is when they don't have another source lined up. Absolutely. Karan says, also, Angie, how to differentiate between your intuition and whether you're thinking too much about a situation. Well, that's a really good question. Intuition tends to be a feeling that it's something you kind of feel in your gut. Does that make any sense? You kind of feel it like as though it were. Let me see if I can switch hands. My hands go when I'm holding this thing. Um, okay, yeah, intuition. I mean, you have to kind of decide that for yourself, Karan. But intuition, in my opinion, is something that you literally feel in your gut. It's something you just know something is wrong or something is right when you're dealing with it on an intuition point. It's hard to explain. Let me know if I can clarify that for you at all. Okay, hey RC, welcome. Sorry for my finger in the camera. I'm sorry. Oh, that looks really funny. Okay. Oh, the Truth Hurts hasn't heard it. My answer yet. We are having a rough time with this today. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm just going to try to get through these, you guys. I'm sorry. Jillian said, yeah, please refresh your screen if it's buffering. Okay. How to deal with not answering. Scene Queen says, how to deal with not answering the phone, then leaving a text message to call from the date bathroom or something, then acting like they were trying to get a hold of you. It's gaslighting. Yeah, it's gaslighting. So you deal with that in the same way that you deal with any gaslighting. You don't react. You go, okay, and then you just don't react. And you know, you have to teach people how to treat you. And so if you're still going to be dealing with a narcissist beyond the point of being so what I'm looking for here. If you're still going to be dealing with a narcissist beyond the point of, you know, co-parenting or whatever, then teach them how to treat you by not reacting to bad behaviors and really reacting positively to good behaviors. And they will learn that the only attention they will get from you is when they do the right thing. It's a process. Yes, it is like training a dog a little bit. Okay. Let me see. Okay, now okay. Scene Queen. Okay, I got you. Yeah, so that's gaslighting. Okay. The Truth Hurts. I'm going to try to answer this again really quickly. The reason I totally forgot your question. I'm so sorry. I'll look at it again. I'm sorry. It was a very quick answer. Okay. Karan says, okay, I'm at 15% battery. Awesome. Karan says, and sometimes I feel guilty and ashamed for removing too many people from my life without giving them any reasons. Oh, Karan, I understand that completely. But the fact of the matter is that if people are abusive to you in any way, you don't really owe them an explanation. They should know why you're removing them from your life. If you find yourself miserable after the fact for longer than a few months, then you might want to reconsider. But the fact is, if you go no contact with someone who's been a toxic influence in your life, you will absolutely feel better very quickly. It does happen. And yes, guilt is a factor, but it's something that you can get through it. So, okay, let me go back up here. Okay. Okay. Oh, the Truth Hurts. You said she contacted you through your YouTube channel, right? Okay, here's the deal with the YouTube channel. She contacted you because obviously she wants some of your supply, whatever you have going, whether it was support or whatever. Her side of the story is she's hoping that you'll see that she's, wrong. I mean, right, and you're wrong. But basically she just wants to get back in where she was. She's probably a little uncomfortable in her current situation. Karan, okay, we already talked about that. Hello, RC. Okay, My Serenity for Life says, how do I manage it when they argue like him and he uses them as weapons of loud mass destruction against me? Oh, girl. You got to treat him just like you treat him in that case. You can say, you know what, when you can speak to me respectfully, I'll speak to you. Until then, I'll be over here doing my thing. Don't bother me. And it's hard because if you have been subservient to them in any way due to the way their father has treated you, you're going to have to stand up really strongly, and they're not going to like it, but they'll get through it. Just teach them, explain to them that you're going to show them how to treat a woman properly, because obviously they don't know right now, okay? If that's helpful. I don't know if they're male or female, but You just like a dog. Don't, and I know that sounds terrible, but just treat them in whatever way you can to let them know when, just like I explained with the gray rock situation. If they do something good, react very positively. If they do something bad, just literally don't react and say, you know what, let me know when you can speak to me with the respect that I deserve as your mother. I'll be over here in the kitchen or in my room with the door closed. Don't bother me until you can speak to me correctly. And if they scream and they yell and they throw things, keep going. You know, if they started to destroy your home, girl, don't be scared to bring in whatever kind of backup you need, even if it means, you know, if you can, just be careful. It's a process, but don't let them walk on you. Okay. Jennifer Francis says, they are very persistent. Mine has hacked my Apple ID and I can't get into it. Sending me emails now on my iCloud account, which he knows I cannot get into and block him. Wow, that's terrible. I believe that you can contact Apple and get that worked out, Jennifer. If not, let me know. I use Samsung usually, so, and you know, I'm a PC kind of girl. Obviously, that doesn't work out that well for me since I just tried to broadcast to y'all on PC. But anyway, it didn't work today. Anita M says, I was the one who was discarded. I also outed him publicly. We both live in a small town. This was back in August. Is it possible he won't try and hoover me? Are there some narcs who won't do that? Anita, it's possible. Of course it's possible. He may come back to you and be like, you know what, let's just be friends. I don't know. But I mean, with publicly outing him, he might realize you aren't anybody to mess around with. You know, depending on the situation, sometimes publicly outing him doesn't work. I would personally not recommend that because in most cases, it doesn't work like you want it to. But in your case, Anita, you may still get hoovered. I don't think you've got full insurance against it, but I would be prepared to move forward without him in any situation. Okay. All right. So let me get back up here. All right. Okay. Thank you for that question, Anita. Carlita, thank you, my love, for explaining to the truth hurts. Hopefully he heard it that time. Narvinder says, my narcissist wife tried to contact me through her friend, but I didn't answer the call, nor did I reply. Now, all of a sudden, she's been putting up stuff on Facebook. She shows that she's very happy. Yeah, I know. Oh, he says, guess she's trying to make me feel jealous. Also, I have a 2-year-old kid with her, staying with her for 6 months now. I really miss him. Okay, listen, Narvinder. I'm sorry that your child is away from you, but you do have legal rights to visit with him. So if you are not having those rights allowed and you don't, you know, you should speak with an attorney or somebody in your state or wherever you live and get it worked out. I don't know the laws in all the countries, but I know in the United States, unless you have abused your child or you've done something terrible, you have a right to see your child. 6 months is way too long for any parent to not see his or her child, in my opinion. I don't know your total situation, but that's what I know right now. Okay. All right. And the making you feel jealous, Narvinder, that is something that happens in almost every situation. They want you to feel jealous. They want you to see their fabulous, awesome new life without you and feel bad about it. That's kind of how they roll. So, okay. Ginger says, I am a 55-year-old woman. As I look back on life, I can see a history of attracting and being attracted to narcissists. How can I break that pattern? Oh, sweetie, I feel you. They are very attractive sometimes. They're always, a lot of time, not always. Sometimes they're the center of attention everywhere you go. A lot of times they're leaders or the big, you know, the center of the party. You know, they're the one everybody kind of drifts to and kind of gravitates toward because they're loud and exciting and awesome, some of them. But of course, as you know, when they get behind closed doors, they're total jerks. One way that you can, Ginger, one way that you can work on that is by working on your own self-esteem and not accepting any less than you deserve. So one thing you can do is go slowly in relationships. Don't rush into anything, and you know, don't allow those little bitty, what are they called? I'm only at 10% battery right now, you guys, so I may have to close up here pretty quick. But I'll come back if I can. Ginger, one of the things you want to do is watch for the red flag signs, okay? So don't rush into a relationship. I would make them wait, you know, a few weeks before having sex. I would make them wait even longer, 6 months to a year before anything beyond basic, you know, basic dating, you know. Don't rush is my point. That's the biggest thing you can do. The other biggest thing you can do is set your standards and don't be afraid to walk away. You know that, believe it or not, there often are people right next door, right around the corner that are interested in you. So I would just, those would be my main hip tips. Sorry, I'm anxious about the low battery. Okay, Carlita, okay, thank you. Okay, Lynn Bop says, I had 52 days no contact and fell for the Hoover. Everything seemed great until I started to feel attached and invested again. Whenever I get too close to the fire, I get burned. Oh, yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly what the Hoover does. They suck you right back in, and as soon as they feel comfortable, boom, they're back to their old ways. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. Lynn, I'm so sorry that happened to you, sweetie. You're way too pretty and awesome and amazing and smart for that. And I'm so sorry. You deserve better. So next time, don't fall for the Hoover, okay? That person will never change permanently. They may change temporarily to get what you want, but to get what they want. But like I said, like you said, when you get too close to the fire, you totally get burned. Yeah. Okay, Julianne Taylor says, I'm trying to stay focused on the here and now, but sometimes the pain of being used gets to me. How do I just let it go? I don't want to be done with it. I just want to be done with it. Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah, that is difficult. Are you still in the relationship, Julian? I'm assuming that you're not, and I totally respect that and understand if you are. But basically, I think what it all comes down to is that focusing on the here and now is definitely important. If you want to just let it go, you have to work through the feelings. You have to find your own kind of closure. You can't just rush through it. You have to understand what happened to you, accept what happened to you, forgive the narcissist, not for the narcissist or even to the narcissist, but in yourself, let go of what happened to you and forgive the narcissist and move forward. And it's a process. One thing I recommend people do is write a letter to that person and say everything you want to say. Say all the bad words, all the hurtful things, all the things you want to say in the letter. And then at the end of the letter, you forgive that person. You tell them, you know what, for me, I'm forgiving you. Not for you, but for me, I'm forgiving you. So that tends to work out pretty well. And then when you're finished writing the letter, you can dispose of it or send it. I didn't send mine. I burned mine. It worked really well for me. It helps. And also intend to be over it. Intend to be moving forward. Intentionally choose that every single day. All right, Julianne? Okay, my serenity for life. That's good about the bad behavior and good behavior. Please do a video on this. I certainly will. Stay tuned on that. I think I've done one before, but I'll do another one. All right, Duplicity Dispeller. Hello from Denmark. Hello from the United States. Zay says, Ginger, I tried acting like a narcissist. I'm one of them or worse than them. It worked. Oh, to make them go away? Yeah, that makes sense. Croatia guy says, my wife's dad's narcissist dad tried everything to break us apart. He turned our whole family and friends on us and called the police. Should I tell him that I will reveal who he is to everybody? Croatia guy, if you think that it would help him to do better or help him to stop doing it, maybe. But honestly, my guess is that he won't change. And so the only way that, I don't know that would ever help for that to happen. I mean, I don't know that would help at all. I think it's just going to drive you crazier. If you and your wife are still together, I would focus on your relationship and not her dad. Just a thought. Karan says, thank you. You're welcome, sir. Croatia guy says, what should I do? Well, I just told you. You just focus on your relationship, not on the dad. Don't do it. It's not worth it unless you think it will somehow protect someone else from the same sort of abuse. And even then, is it really your responsibility? I don't really know. My Serenity for Life says, thank you so much. My pleasure, my love. All right. JT says, to Randy, go to Angie's YouTube page and do a search on her page about divorce. There are videos on co-parenting with a narcissist. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Jillian. I had a moment. Okay. Jillian says this can be done with virtually any topic on narcissism, and it was a very helpful thing to me. Thank you. That's good information. I have covered almost every topic, and I will continue to cover questions as we go forward. I have 690 something videos, I think, last time I looked, or 40 something, more than 600 videos, most of which are directly about narcissism. All right, Tony Anderson says, I have been with my narcissist for 7 years. I've lived on my own for 5 years. He breaks up with me whenever he wants, and my dumbass always takes him back. I don't know why. He is emotionless, won't talk about it. Well, Tony, here's your choices. Number 1, Uh-oh, my battery's critically low. Number one, Tony, you walk away and you don't go back next time. Number two, you continue to accept this behavior and he will continue to give it to you. Those are your choices. And I know that's cold and I don't mean to be cold, but the fact is if you are with someone, you've lived on your own for 5 years, he breaks up with you whenever he wants and he comes back whenever he wants, stop taking him back, period. He will always do that as long as you allow him to do that. All right? Okay, RC says, my ex got upset because I'm trying to set boundaries with our co-parenting schedule. He wanted to pick our son up at 3 when he... Okay, I'm going to see if I can plug this thing in. Hold on. Crap. Well, if I can find my... Here it goes. Okay, hold on. I'm almost there. Sorry, I'm coming. Okay, can you still hear me though? Because I just plugged it in and so I'm hoping we won't die on our thing here. All right, okay. Okay, going back. Okay. All right. Going back. Okay. Tony Anderson. Okay. So Tony, that's what I'm saying to you. And I totally understand how difficult it is to be in that situation. But I promise you, the biggest thing you can do for yourself right now is work on your self-esteem and realize you deserve better than that and you don't have to take it. Okay? All right. RC says, my ex got upset because I'm trying to set boundaries with our co-parenting schedule. He wanted to pick our son up at 3 when he's supposed to pick him up at 10. I need time to catch up on R&R. Yep, I can totally hear you there. That they do get upset about boundaries. They don't like it when you set them. It's true. So, RC, you've got to stick to your guns. Stick to whatever is on paper. Whatever the original agreement was as much as possible. Anytime he deviates from it, document it for potential court dates or whatever, and keep your cool. Don't allow yourself to become emotional around him or in front of him. Of course, you're going to feel emotions about him, but never let him see those. Don't let him see you sweat. You know what I'm saying? All right. Tony says, oh wait, Jillian says, Jillian, you were just on top of stuff. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Jillian says to Tony, watch Angie's video, Why Do I Miss the Narcissist? Toxic Love Addiction Explained. It cured that problem for me. Also, oh, Jillian. Also her book, you guys, Jillian does not work for me. She's just awesome. I want y'all to know that. Also her book, Your Love Is My Drug, is available very reasonably on Amazon. Yeah. Okay, hey Susan. She's decided to listen while driving to work. Well, thank you, my love. Susan, thank you for being here. Vung Nguyen says, hello, I'm Vietnamese. Well, hello, Vung. Belinda J says, my brother is an alcoholic and doesn't take no for an answer very well. He gets belligerent and screams very loudly in our faces and has horrible anger. He's so manipulative. Does this make him a narcissist? Maybe. A lot of times alcoholics and drug addicts tend to have the whole, I don't know if this charge is it may kill my phone, you guys. It's plugged in, but it's still telling me low battery. So, and it's not going up, it's going down. So if I die, I'll come back later. Belinda, 2 things. He's manipulative. Yeah, the behavior does resemble a narcissist, but when someone's an alcoholic, a lot of the time they will actually appear more narcissistic than you might expect, and more narcissistic. My point is, addiction imitates narcissism. When sometimes you will have an addict who acts like a narcissist until they get clean. When they get clean is when you can tell if they're actually a narcissist or not, because that's when the true them comes out. Hello, Vong again says, please. Okay, sure. RC says, he said he wasn't responsible for my feelings. I got mad and told him via text that I'm not going to babysit so that he can have fun with his new supply. Well, I understand how you feel about that, but I want you to, hold on, I'm changing hands here, people. I want you to know, RC, that anytime you allow him to have any of your negative emotions or any emotions at all, you're giving him supply. So keep that in mind. See what happened right then was, I'm not responsible for your feelings. He sat around with his new supply and he talked about you and said you're a horrible person and how dare you not take your own kids, la 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 la. You have a right to, first of all, I don't think anybody ever babysits their own kids, but you have a right to your time. He has, a right to see his kids, and all you were trying to do is make sure it followed through. So I get you. Okay, Anita says, thanks, Angie. I should also say that he is now seeing his first ex-wife of 3 from over 20 years ago. Definitely going to be on my toes. Yeah, for sure, Major Hoover, absolutely. So he's a long-term Hoover guy, I see. Yeah. Tony says, thank you, Jillian. Thank you, Jillian. Don Mario says, I think I'm getting flipped off by Don Mario. Okay, cool though. It's cool. I like your little drawing. That's really neat. Julianne says, out for 6 months. Okay, I'm glad to hear you're out of the relationship. And you're still struggling, is what you're saying, with getting through it, getting over it. Julianne, you have to make intentional strides to do that. You literally have to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to get over this. One of the things I recommend to my clients sometimes is to set an end date, okay, for the mourning period. So starting today, decide, okay, I'm going to give myself this long, maybe 2 weeks or a week or a weekend, depending on how seriously you're devastated. And then I would have them draw out a timeline of all the things that they want to do during that time. And if they want to scream and cry and throw things, they can totally do that. And then I'm actually, I've got a no contact calendar that I just created for the university students or members. So there's that, which would help you to stay focused on no contact and things that are good for you instead of things for the narcissist. So that's something. But basically, yeah, I would set your recovery, depending on how long you guys were together, for no more than 1 month, but as short as a weekend at this point, since you're 6 months out. Hey, Richard, I like your little snowflake. Duplicity Dispeller says to RC, your boundaries aren't feelings, it's boundaries. He is responsible to not cross them. Yeah. All right. Sexy Jessie says, my narcissist is sending notes about intimacy. I am serving him with papers, so I'm not sure how to respond. If I say I'm not interested, I'm accused of being with someone. I'm just not engaging with them. That's the only thing you can do, sweetie. That's the only thing you can do, is just not engage. Yeah. Oh, here's some great tips from Carlita. Wait 90 days or minutes for sex. They could be crazy. Get to know them first. If you don't like them, you can... 90 days minimum. Ha, right. I agree if you can do that. Absolutely. When I say a few weeks, I say really ideally it would be no less than 6 dates, if that makes sense. That depends. Now if you go 6 days in a row, that's probably a sign of a narcissist early in a relationship. Okay. Get to know them first. I agree. If you don't like them, you can get rid of them without the complicated feelings of sex ads. Those are great tips. Jillian says, video problems notwithstanding, these live sessions have been changing. These sessions have been life-changing. Thank you, Jillian. I appreciate that very much. And one of these days, I'm going to get better at video. Maybe. Jessie says, unless it's about our kids. Very true. Julianne says, thank you. It makes perfect sense. Oh, thank you so much, sweetie. I'm glad that was helpful. Peter North says he does care. Right on, right on. Mandy says, hello, I have a question. What is this? Like, what does narcissistic recovery support mean? Okay, this is for people who have been abused by narcissists in relationships. That's what I do on my channel. So, in this case, I'm answering questions of people who have questions about what they're going through in their own relationships. I also do private coaching if that would be preferable to you. Okay, a smiley from Duplicity Dispeller, thank you. God's Disciples said, hello, I'm glad I found your page. Well, me too, thank you. I can't read that name. Jev Jenny says, kiss for you. Well, kiss for you too. God's Disciples says, I have a child with a narcissistic abuser. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, sweetie. I know that's difficult. Jillian says, almost 15,000. Yay, I'm working on 15,000. It's my birthday, so if anybody who is here who hasn't yet subscribed, please do. That would make my day. Thank you. Okay, Jillian says we can hear. Good. Soccer Central says, notice me, please. Hey, Soccer, you're noticed, but I think maybe you're talking about narcissists. I'm not sure. Tony says, thank you. My pleasure. Helen Cooling says, yes, can hear you. Great news, great news. Traces Me 1 says, what is your advice? Seriously, I'm on. Okay. Says, what is your advice on how to handle a smear campaign started by a narcissistic spouse? Woo, that's a hard one. Okay. Okay, again, the best thing you can do, traces me, is to literally go gray rock for everyone. You know, state your point calmly to the people, you know, your side of it to the people who will listen, only like your closest people, and then understand that no matter what anybody does or says, or no matter how loud the narcissist screams and yells about you, it's not going to get a lot better. So yeah. Okay. I just got a text from my sister, says she's in my house cleaning pipes. The text came from inside the house. Hey, Piper. Okay. All right. Sorry, that's crazy. So traces me. Let me get back. Traces me. My advice on how to handle a smear campaign started by narcissistic spouse is to tell the truth calmly. And when somebody says, but he said this and he said this and he said that, you say, well, here's the truth, believe it or don't, and walk away. Because if you're honest and you're telling the truth, they're going to know. And if they don't know, they're not worth your time anyway, honey. Okay? People who know you are going to believe you. People who are going to believe that person over you probably aren't your people anyway. You know, you have to be kind. I know it's hard. You have to stay calm about it. All right. Peter North says, Angie, I had a narcissistic incident a while back. A guy was jealous of me with women and told everyone I was gay at one time. Well, Peter, this is what I know about all of that. If you are gay, then a lot of people know it. And if you're not gay, well, then some women in your life would know that. I mean, the fact is, if you've been in a situation where you've been in a sexual relationship, it's pretty clear if you're gay or not, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if I am. So Peter, in that case, you know, I think you don't need to overstate your straightness. I think you should just be who you are and do what you do and not worry about it. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. I don't really see how that's a big deal. Yeah, I could see why he would say that to women if he was jealous of you, but the women would know very quickly that he was full of crap if they're, you know, most women are very intelligent, you know. Sorry. All right. Soccer Central says, my ex is so annoying. He takes control of everything. Advice. Okay, I can dig it. Don't allow that to happen. If he's your ex, he doesn't get control of anything. If you're a mom and you're dealing with kids with this person, then follow whatever the court has laid out for the rules and nothing else. And again, as always, document if he goes against what the court stuff says. And Jillian, yes, you are awesome and you should admit it. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right. Tamaya, hey Tamaya, says, I went on a trip with my narcissistic husband. It was great. Almost forgot who he really was. Oh, girl. As soon as we got back into the U.S., into California, he switched back into awful. Why is that? I have seen that same thing so often you would not believe it. Okay, so the reason that you enjoyed the trip is because you weren't at home and you were the only person the narcissist knew in that area, and it's new and exciting and fun. And narcissists love things that are new, exciting, and fun. They love to kind of live in their little fantasy lives, as it were. All right? All right. Okay. Emilia says, ending my 6-year relationship, I like that, was strangely easy because I was very angry with how little respect he had, even in the end. If I figured I'd better leave him before I hate him, I'd like to think my sharp tongue did it. Well, whatever it takes, girl. Whatever it takes. I'm glad you did that. Congratulations. All right. James says, I'm glad I tuned in today. Oh, thank you so much. It seemed like several things you spoke on today have been on my mind lately. Thanks for helping me understand a little better. Oh, James, thank you so much for saying that. Y'all are awesome. Well, thank you. I'm so glad you came in today. And please, you know, subscribe if you haven't yet. I do this at least once a week, and I'm working on going up to 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times. I haven't decided yet. Okay, Jillian says, Angie, you are grace under fire. Love the flower. Hey. Happy birthday once again. Hope you have a great night. Thank you, Jillian. Thank you so much, sweetie. I really appreciate you. Wix says, build that wall. Okay, we don't do politics here. Sorry, sir. Chandra Master says, my ex says he loves and misses me. Being so gullible, I fall for his words and we end up in bed again. And then when it's all said and done, he ignores me. He says he's scared to get back together. Okay, sweetie, stop sleeping with him. That's it. He's doing that literally in order to get you in bed, because obviously you're amazing in bed. But since you are so amazing in bed, I bet you there's a lot of other guys who might really appreciate the parts of you that aren't just that, who would also enjoy the bed part. I'm just saying, be careful, take care of yourself, okay? don't you need to have a stronger understanding of yourself and so on and so forth. Okay. Teddy says, Angie, I need advice. I just can't stand my narcissist wife. I find myself paying for everything because she has some excuse for not having money, or she keeps forgetting to bring money. I don't know your whole story. I'm not sure, but my best advice to you, Teddy, is to make your expectations clear. And if you, for some reason, aren't paying for something for your wife, I don't know where she's at or why she's forgetting to bring money. I don't know the story. Like in my relationship, we have the same money, so we don't share. I mean, we share all the money. Like if I make the money or he makes the money, it's our money. So I don't. But I think in this case, maybe you guys should have a discussion about what the expectations are and make those clear. That could be a start. All right. Hello, Brazil. From Brazil, Angie, you are beautiful. Well, thank you, Manuel. I appreciate that. Wix, I'm sorry I can't talk about politics because I don't want to. My Serenity for Life says, how do I set a time for grieving when I've been with him for over 30 years and I'm a slow grieving person? Okay, well, here's a couple of tips for you, honey. Number one, 30 years is a very long time, and I totally respect that. I know that it's hard. Number two, I would say for somebody that you've been with her for 30 years, you give yourself no more than 60 days, depending on how long you've already been out. Okay, if you've been out a while, give yourself some, I think, didn't you tell me 6 months, or am I thinking of another person? I'm sorry, there's so many people on the call. But Serenity, what I would say to you is give yourself no more than a month or two. And I would say, how do you set a time? Well, when you say to me, I'm a slow grieving person, you're limiting yourself, okay? I would take the amount of time you've already done. I would count that as a start, and then I would actively mourn and grieve the relationship as though he has passed away, because unfortunately what happens when we split up from a narcissist, it's like they passed away already. It's like they're already gone, because the person that we believed was our husband or wife is the person who, or even our parent, is someone who that that person doesn't exist. We were putting our own wishes or hopes or dreams or whatever on them, or we were believing in their false self instead of actually experiencing who they are. So that's good. All right. Abdul, and listen, my Serenity, if you want personal coaching, I would be very happy to work with you on that. Just reach out to my assistant, or just go to narcissisticabuserecovery.online, and maybe I can help you through that. I have helped a couple of people with long-term relationships like this. Abdullah says, I love you. Well, thank you. Love, 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 love. All the love in the world for all of you guys. God's Disciple says, happy birthday to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sincerely appreciate you, God's Disciples. Lynn Bop says, thank you so much, Angie. You have a wonderful birthday. Thank you. See, this is what I'm going to do. I'm about to scroll past somebody who's in here trying to scare me or spam me or whatever, because, All right. Oh, I like this question. I'm going to answer it. Arab Riguez says, am I an actress for Criminal Minds? No, I'm not. But I have been accused of that many times. Thank you. I will take that as a compliment. Okay, this WikiLeaks person, I don't know why this is in my little thingy. Cool Girl Johnson, I like the smileys. Thank you, thank you. Duplicity Dispeller says thank you. Says happy birthday, Angie. Cool Girl Johnson says plates. Happy birthday and best wishes from Teddy. Thank you, Teddy. Azda Mohammed does not like him some Ange. That is too bad. Fiasco Live, I do not speak French, only English, mostly, and a tiny bit of Spanish, not much. Solamente un poquito. Azda called me a sexy man. Hey, I'm totally a girl, but thank you for the sexy part. See how you do that whole gray rock thing, y'all? All right, Trace is me says, thank you so much for your help. My pleasure. Duplicity Dispeller, you made me laugh. Thank you. It says, Azda, can I have your number? You seem so interesting. Oh, I love you guys. You're awesome. Thank you. Helen Cooling says, I went to Women's Aid for counseling with my last abusive relationship. 11 months, 3 weeks free. The counselor called my ex a dominator. Does this mean he was a narcissist? Probably so, Helen. A lot of the times, depending on, I don't know what your counselor's education was, but I know that in the United States, a lot of times people tell me that their therapists and their psychiatrists, psychologists aren't familiar with narcissistic abuse and the concept of it. So they often victim blame. I hope that wasn't the case for you, but obviously if he called your ex a dominator, he or she, your counselor had some clue for sure. Tamaya says, hey, Tamaya. Peter North. Tamaya, am I saying your name right, or is it Tamia? Tell me. I have a friend named Tamaya. That's why I assume these things, but it could be Tamia. Just tell me. Let me know. Okay, Peter North, happy birthday. Peter North, if you're the real Peter North, I'm totally going to tell everybody about you being on my live stream because that's pretty cool. Peter North says, happy birthday and all my best wishes. Thanks from Peter North. Davidov Raider says something in some language I don't understand. I guess that's Spanish, but I don't speak solamente un poquito. Not very much. Carlitas, traces me, says, I'm going through the same thing. Stand firm knowing, Carlita, I'm so proud of you. Stand firm knowing that those are lies and that you know the truth. It hurts, it's hard, and it makes you want to punch them in the face. Girl, you are so right. Carlita, you're awesome. Thank you, honey. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Tamaya says, I figured that, thought he'd try to get more supply by meeting someone new. Yeah, sure he will. But when he, if that person doesn't measure up in some way or doesn't fulfill him or the way that you do, that's something to think about. Okay. Ibrahima says, hey. Amelia says, thank you for the congrats. You had some part in finding my spine again too, girl. Aw, that's great news. There should be more people just as inspirational as you. Happy birthday. Thank you. I hope your birthday's epic today. Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Jang Sin says, hey, I'm new. Hey, Jang. Duplicity Dispeller says, hey, Jang, welcome. Hey, I love you guys. You're awesome. My Serenity for Life says, since July of last year. Okay. My Serenity, I think it's time for you to start to just decide when you want to be done with it. I'm, like I said, if you want to sign up for coaching, I'm happy to help you work through it in an organized type fashion, in a way that works for you. I always customize every single one of my clients' sessions to them, and I kind of try to work with you on a level that is comfortable for you. So if you are interested, please do sign up. I'd be really thrilled to work with you. Jang Sin says, thanks, you're welcome. Anais El Madi, LOL, I like your name, it's cute, says hello. Jang Sin says hi again. Hi Jang Sin. NL says hello Angie and all. It is hard to impossible to co-parent with a narcissist, but it gets even harder when your child has a disability. That's interesting that you brought that up. I used to work for a company before I was who you know now. When I worked in the corporate world, I worked for a company that made custom power wheelchairs and other really expensive medical equipment. And so I used to have to help people. My job was to help people get their equipment paid for by their insurance companies, which often didn't want to pay for the equipment because it was very expensive. So I got to know people kind of sometimes. And in one case, I had a client who, I think she had 3 children who were disabled, 5 children total, and the other way around, 2 disabled, 5 total. And the husband, when they got divorced, took the 3 healthy kids and left the 2 disabled kids and the mother in a trailer. Can you imagine? Yeah. Is that a narcissist? I don't know. I never knew the husband, but from what she told me, he was very abusive and it was a horrible situation, and I hope she's okay today. But yeah, it's definitely I don't thankfully have a child with a disability technically, but I do understand how that would feel. Yeah, that must be very difficult. And again, the disability simply just, it adds complication because there are meds to consider, there might be equipment involved, there might be a wide variety of issues. And plus, in some cases, your child with a disability is not capable of actually telling you what's happening. I don't know how disabled your child is, but I know that it definitely helps to have children who can speak to you and tell you what's going on. And we're out. Lord.